Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. I am coming to you from Fort Lewis. I took the week off this week after a lot of encouragement, and that's not a bad thing. Twiddling my thumb some, but it's been good to be home and rest a little bit. And that being said, I'm excited to get back together with everybody on Sunday, and I'm really excited about this week's lesson. I really think that, the timing's really appropriate. We're talking about fear and anxiety. And just the reality of that thing, right? I can tell you firsthand, at least with our teenagers, there are plenty of them that are dealing with that very first thing, walking back into school, particularly those that were making the jump to a new school or an advanced school, or even just, knowing what their schedules were, or even their extracurricular. There's just there's excitement, but some anxiety there too. And that's not just the unknown, but also what they do know. I just know that this class is really, really hard. And I'm so thankful for their honesty in that. Because the truth is we deal with things that cause fear. And there's all sorts of stuff, right? So there's a lot of people that needles are what scares them. So I went and I gave plasma today, and I do that a couple of times a week. And needles don't bother me a bunch, but it is interesting sitting in that little bed. There's, at any given moment, there's 20 or 30 other people in there, and you're kind of walking around, and you can see some that are just really tensing up when that needle approaches. The only time I get nervous is when it's a new tech that's coming, and I think, I don't know if you know what you're doing. Or there's a couple of techs in there that just aren't as gentle as others are, right? And so I'll, tense up just a little bit for that. But that, needles, as far as that goes, that doesn't bother me. Now, you want to talk about the dentist? You want to see a TJ-shaped hole in the wall, right? You've got a better shot of getting me to sit down in that awful football stadium in Austin than you do getting me to sit down in a dental chair. And I know some of my wonderful moms are going to come and get on to me on Sunday morning about going to the dentist, and that's fine. But I'm just telling you, you're just that's a fight you're not going to win. When I take my kids to the dentist and he sticks his head out, hey, can y'all come back here? No, you can come in here. I'm not going back there. That's a trick, man. I'm not getting anywhere near one of those chairs. Do you want to sit down? I sure do not. Nope. The point is, stuff causes fear, anxiety, or just butterflies, if you want to call it that, right? In their real world scenarios. That's why this passage is cool. The Numbers 13 passage. Children of Israel, they're going into the promised land. Did God promise it was going to happen? He did. But he did not promise it was going to be a perfectly smooth road. There would be some conflict. He just promised he was going to take care of them. They saw the conflict, and even though God had spelled it out for them already, they said, nope, we're not doing it, right? It's that faith over fear conversation, if you want to use that analogy. But I really love that we jump over into both the Psalms passage and the Philippians passage. Man, Philippians 4, that's the passage my youth pastor, I bet he talked to me about that passage 2 or 3 times a month. No kidding. And not just me. It was just a go-to passage because it's so, so good. Don't be anxious about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Bring your requests and petitions with thanksgiving to God. And then the peace of God will rule your hearts and minds. What are we talking about there? And why be thankful? We're just be honest about what you're scared about. Continue rejoicing in the Lord. Be honest about what you're scared about. Be thankful. What am I being thankful for? Because there are things that continue to cause us to run to Jesus and express our need for him. Be thankful for that. And be thankful for the fact that he's hearing you and listens to you and has promised he's going to help you. Be thankful. That should cause us to rejoice all the more too. Now, I do need to pause here. And you know this, but don't hesitate to remind people that we are not a church that believes that just pray about it longer and harder. Like, we have a counseling center at the church for a reason. We know that sometimes there are extra steps in behavior. We even know that sometimes medicine is required to help people, right? There's all sorts of stuff going on. We don't believe that that's a lack of faith either on those people's part. If anything, that's just a further admission of our dependence upon God and the people that he's empowered to help us, right? So be sure and insert that somewhere in this conversation. And if somebody doesn't know about impact counseling, goodness gracious, let's get them connected if that's something they need. Nonetheless, though, God does say, bring me your fears, bring me your struggles, bring me the stuff that causes you anxiety, especially when it's like real world stuff. Psalm 46 is cool because David's just being honest. Man, nations are raging. There are earthquakes going on. Chaos is happening all around me, God. But I am trusting in the fact that I know that you are in charge of everything. And so I'm hanging on to you, and I'm clinging on to you. And more importantly, I'm praising you for the fact that you're hanging on to me. You are walking me through this craziness. It is. Timing's really, really good. I hope that you will be encouraged by this passage. I'm certainly encouraged by this passage. Hope you will encourage one another with this passage. And most importantly, let's remind each other, not only do we have the high privilege of getting to walk with Jesus and have him walk with us, but we have the privilege of walking with one another through all of the stuff that we're dealing with too. Jesus has given us some key ingredients on dealing with the hard in life, and we get to play a part in that process for each other. So, love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Please don't ask me to go to the dentist. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Love y'all. Bye.